It's almost baseball time in Korea. The KBO season kicks off on Saturday, April 3rd. Still too early for a season preview, so today I'd like to do a ranking of the KBO's top 10 pitchers. The best pitchers in the KBO can compete anywhere. Last year, Raul Alcantara of the Doosan Bears led the league in wins. This year, he's with the Hanshin Tigers of NPB. 2 years ago, Chehyeon Kim of the SK Wyverns was one of the league's top pitchers. He is now a starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. Go even further back and you'll find Hyunjin Ryu pitching for the Hanwha Eagles, before going on to become a two-time Cy Young finalist in his last 2 seasons in MLB. This year there is no shortage of quality pitchers. Hard telling which ones, if any, will move on to play in MLB or NPB, but I have a pretty good idea what order to put them in for the 2021 KBO season. And here it goes. Number 10, SeongMin Moon, a 31-year-old right-hander for the SK Wyverns. Moon is coming off the best year of his 7-year career, with a career-best ERA of 3.65 and WHIP 124. 13 of his 25 starts were quality starts. 145 and 2/3 innings, averaging 5 2/3 innings per start. 117 strikeouts for a 7.2 strikeouts per 9 rate. The only stat that does not look good is his win-loss record of 6-8, but that's mainly because the Wyverns didn't provide enough run support. Number 9, Chehyeon Chai of the Samsung Lions. Last year, the 26-year-old lefty had the KBO's 8th best ERA at 3.58, tied for 6th best in WHIP at 125. 26 starts, 12 of those were quality starts. 146 innings, averaging about 5 2/3 per start. 11 wins and 6 losses. Finished the season strong, winning his last 4 decisions, and in his last 3 games went 7 innings or longer, giving up 2 runs or less, and 123 strikeouts. 2020 was only his 2nd full season in the KBO, and by far his best. Number 8, Odrisamer Despina of the KT Wiz. The 33-year-old right-hander had a successful first year in the KBO. 34 starts, 18 of them were quality starts. He led the league with 207 and 2/3 innings, averaging over 6 innings per game. 15 wins and 8 losses, 152 strikeouts. ERA and WHIP were a little high though, 4.33 ERA and 1.45 WHIP. He had a few really bad starts that made those numbers go up, but he was good the rest of the time. Number 7, 31-year-old right-hander David Buchanan of the Samsung Lions. 2020 was his first year in the KBO and he made it a good one. The former Phillies and Swallows pitcher was 15-7 with a 3.45 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. 27 starts, 18 quality starts, and 174 and 2/3 innings, an average of over 6 1/3 innings per start. 121 total strikeouts, only 6.2 strikeouts per 9. Number 6, Casey Kelly of the LG Twins, another 31-year-old right-hander. His numbers look very similar to Buchanan's, a little better in most areas. 15 wins, 7 losses, 3.32 ERA, and a 1.15 WHIP. 28 starts, 20 quality starts, part of a 3-way tie for second in that category. 173 1/3 innings, so he averaged just over 6 innings per start. 134 strikeouts, 7.0 strikeouts per 9. 2020 was Kelly's 2nd year with the Twins. His ERA shot up from 2.55 his first season to 3.32 last year. His biggest problem was home runs. He gave up only 7 in 2019, but gave up 16 in 2020. Walks and hits were almost identical between the 2 years. Number 5, 32-year-old right-hander Drew Rusinski of the NC Dinos. At 19-5, he was 2nd in the KBO in wins, 1 behind Raul Alcantara. 3.05 ERA was 5th best in the league. WHIP was 126. 30 starts, 20 quality starts, part of that 3-way tie for second. 183 innings, going exactly 6 1/3 in each start on average. 167 strikeouts, 8.2 strikeouts per 9. Rusinski has put up identical 3.05 ERAs in his first 2 KBO seasons. The only number that really changed was his win total from 9 to 19, helped out by a high-scoring Dinos offense. Number 4, another Dino, 24-year-old lefty Changmoku. He was a perfect 9-0 when a mid-season injury sidelined him for 3 months. ERA was 1.74, WHIP 0.81, 9.8 strikeouts per 9. 14 starts, 1 relief appearance, and 93 innings, averaging over 6 innings per start. Koo was having a breakout season before going down with injury. I don't think he would have continued at that pace, so it's hard to rank him against other pitchers here who threw a full season. He's already the top Korean pitcher. If he stays healthy, he could be the best in all of the KBO. Number 3, Aaron Brooks, a 30-year-old right-hander for the Kia Tigers. A 6-year Major League veteran, Brooks had an outstanding debut season in the KBO. His 2.50 ERA was tied for 2nd in the KBO, WHIP 1.02. 11 wins and 4 losses. Would have won a few more games, but he missed the end of the season when he had to go back to the States for a family emergency. 23 starts, 16 quality starts, 151 1/3 innings, averaging over 6.5 per start. 130 strikeouts, 7.7 strikeouts per nine, only 4 home runs allowed all season. Number 2, 31-year-old left-hander Eric Yokish of the Kiwoom Heroes. In his second KBO season, he led the league with a 2.14 ERA, WHIP 1.06, 12 wins, 7 losses, 27 starts, 20 quality starts, tied with Kelly and Rusinski for second. 159 2/3 innings, so he goes about 5 2/3 per start. 115 strikeouts, 6.5 strikeouts per nine, and only 1.4 walks per 9 innings. The ERA king is, more often than not, my pick for a league's number 1 pitcher, but in this case it isn't. Before I get to number 1, here are the honorable mentions. William Cuevas, KT Wiz, a 30-year-old right-hander who was 10-8 with a 4.10 ERA and 27 starts in his second KBO season. Kyungjun So, another KT Wiz right-hander. This guy is only 19 years old. In his rookie season, he was 13-6 with a 3.86 ERA, 24 starts, 10 quality starts. Definitely one to keep an eye on. 28-year-old right-hander Changmoku Kim of the LG Twins. 2020 was the best season of his 10-year career. 10-9 with a 4.08 ERA, 138 strikeouts, 8.5 strikeouts per nine. And the number 1 pitcher in the KBO going into the 2021 season is Dan Straley of the Lotte Giants. The 32-year-old right-hander spent 8 years in MLB before landing in the KBO last season. He was 15-4, 2.50 ERA, tied for second in the league, 1.02 WHIP, 31 starts and a league-leading 21 quality starts. 194 2/3 innings was the second highest inning total, averaging about 6 1/3 per start, and he led the league with 205 strikeouts, 9.5 strikeouts per nine, and only 51 walks. He was drawing interest from multiple major league clubs at the start of the offseason, but decided to re-sign with Lotte for another year. Many would choose Yokish for the top spot here since he gave up the fewest runs on average, but I like Straley better. He's more of a workhorse, doesn't miss a start, goes further into games, and totaled more quality starts, which I value more than a good ERA. Anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya!